morning, Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. Yep, we got another horse in here we're working today. Now this is Little Joe. Call him Little Joe the Wrangler. And I have no idea what his breeding is. I don't know how old he is. We've had him under saddle. It was not a particularly calm, enjoyable experience, but he is semi-broke to ride. He's actually broke to ride, but he's got this. I'm not asking him to do that. I'm just going to let him do it. So, one of the questions that's out there quite a bit, Dwayne, I'm looking at a horse, and the ad says that the horse is green broke. What does that mean? I've touched on this before. It don't mean a doggone thing. Okay? There's a lot of horses out there that people say that horse is green broke. And that horse is not green broke, in my opinion, but there's no set definition. I was told this horse is broke. This horse is not broke. Can I put a saddle on him? Yeah, after a fashion. Can I ride him? Well, I can. He's too dang short. But Noah's been on him. Did they go out across the grass? Yeah. Did he buck? No. So is he broke? No. All right. So now if you watch very many of my videos, you're going to know the answer to this. What is our number one job as horsemen? What's our number one job? It's to take the fear away from the horse. All right, watch. I'm gonna turn my back. I mean, not even gonna do it to him. Okay? You saw him take off around here. This horse is jumpy about everything. All right? And then this bag, you saw how he reacts to that. Now, if you got a horse that reacts like this to this, and we done worked him once in here the other day. He's better now than he was then. And you say, well, that horse is broke because I can put a saddle on him. Look at that. And I can go down the road with him in the direction I point, so therefore he's broke. But then you wind up with a plastic bag that's caught on a fence post with the wind blowing, and you're on that horse. He's way better. See that? He's trying to get away. Now some of you bleeding hearts on there are saying, Dwayne, that's not fair. You're scaring that horse. Listen, to alleviate fear, you do not alleviate what causes fear. You help alleviate the reaction to what causes fear. Because I can't go out there and remove every single plastic bag on this planet. I can't remove every dog in the yard of the house that you're driving by. I can't go out there and tell the log trucks, everybody stop and park your trucks, because I'm riding horses today, okay? Your job is not to take away what causes fear. Your job is to take away the fear. There's a big difference. So now by taking away the fear, how do I do that? Oh man, I'm so tickled him. The other day he would have jumped plumb out of this dang round pen. I go in a controlled environment, in a controlled manner, and I present to him what he's afraid of. I let him react. And then after a while, he figures out, oh, you know what? I don't have to be afraid of that because it ain't hurting me. I'm going to come over in front of him. I'm not facing him. I'm not shaking this at him. I'm just presenting a part of life that I can't help. And I'm just letting him figure it out in a safe, controlled environment until the point comes where he's not going to be afraid of it. He wants to run a little bit, so I'm going to let him run. I told this story before. When I was a kid, my mama had a pressure cooker on the kitchen stove full of pinto beans. Had one of them jigglers on the top that lets enough pressure out so it didn't blow up, but there was a lot of pressure in that pot. Well, that jiggler got stuck. That pressure cooker blew up and blew pinto beans all over the ceiling of the kitchen. That stain was still there when I left. When a horse has fear, when they have nervousness, when they have something they're not sure about, it starts building pressure inside. All right? If I take away and fight him and say, hey, don't move your feet, what I'm doing is I'm sticking the jiggler. That jiggler is his way of releasing just enough pressure that he don't blow up. But if I stick his jiggler and I don't let him move when he feels like he needs to move, that pressure inside is going to build up and then he's going to blow up. All right? So I'll just let him move. He'll work that pressure down. I'm not making him do this. He's doing this. There we go. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to come up and tell him he's all right. He's all right. See there? He's all right. Now, he's really insecure. He was on this ranch next door for a while. I don't know, last year or something. And there's a horse over there that he was with. And when we went riding and he saw that horse, he fought hard and ran over to that other horse. It's just a sign of his insecurity. Sometimes we need to try to get a horse to stop doing what they're doing. But more often than not, when they're doing something that's not to their profit and not to our profit, if there's not physical danger involved, you let them do it to the point that they figure out they don't have to do it. It's not to their advantage. All right? So if you go back and watch that video I just did a couple days ago with Reba the mule, what is the horse always looking for? This little horse right here, he wants peace. That's what he wants. But he don't know where to find it. And he says, I think I can run away if I can keep moving my feet. I can run towards peace. All right? Well, I want his mind. I don't want to physically control him, so I'm just going to let him come in here, and after a while, I'm going to let him figure out there ain't no peace in this, but there ain't no trouble either, so why am I working myself so hard? So what are you going to do, Dwayne? I'm going to let him go. I'm old. I ain't going to follow him around. I ain't going to chase him around. I'm not even going to do circles. I get dizzy. I'm just going to let him do his thing. After a while, he's going to figure out this ain't getting me nothing. I'm not asking him to move. All right? I'm just going to let him do his thing for a while. And he figures out there ain't no profit in this. Whoa. Whoa. I'm going to ask him to come in here. I'm going to let him stand here for a minute. Let him figure out that there's nothing to fuss about. And I can stand here next to Dwayne. I can stand here peaceful and ain't no boogers going to get me. He's like, I had a good friend out this week visiting. Really good friend. And he's a therapist. And he said, Dwayne, he said, the world is just anxious. There's a wave of anxiousness, of anxiety that people are feeling today, and they don't even know why. But everybody's just all up in there, and they're all just anxious. Kind of like this fella right here. Most of what he's anxious about doesn't even exist. Just like most of what gets us running and spinning and our head up and our eyes wide and sweating and carrying on doesn't even exist. We're anxious just like he's anxious about what might be, what might happen. And and it's just not necessary. So I'm going to come in here now. He's like, okay, I know that there is a standing spot and nothing bad happens in the standing spot. So I'm going to introduce him to some more of these boogers in the world. Now, it may be in his past, whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, well, you'll figure it out. It may be in his past that that's how they used that to get him lunging. There we go, and he's reacting. So I don't want him to misunderstand what I'm doing. You don't have to move, buddy. You don't have to move, buddy. Just stand there. You don't have to move. Just stand there and let life happen around you. Okay? It's going to happen, but just let it happen around you. It's all right. Everything that happens does not mean that's something that you have to jump and move and react to. There you go. Every little plastic bag that shakes is not the universe telling you you got to move your feet to do something, okay? Now we're going to come over the top. Now he's abiding it. His head's still up high though. His ears are kind of back. He ain't like thoroughly relaxed. But he's like, well, I can tolerate it. I think maybe I don't have to move my feet. I think maybe that's okay, huh? So all we're going to do today is just give him a lesson. And don't be so dang reactionary. Not everything that happens in life is a signal from the universe for you to react and move your feet. Okay? I want to clarify something. That last video I did on that number 2 on forgiveness, that addendum, what I was talking about in there when I said I ain't doing any more of these videos, I was talking about theology videos. Wasn't talking about cigar videos. If I quit that, I quit living. All right? So you guys, don't be afraid. Don't. A lot of folks go on there and say, oh my goodness. No, I'm just talking about the theology stuff. All right? I'm a flawed man like everybody else, and there's things that affect me like everybody else because of my past, because of my history, because of my temperament. And ultra-religious folks that don't know what they're talking about just do bad things to me, and I got to protect myself. And that's why I ain't doing it no more. All right, we're going to come over. But we'll still do the theology and the philosophy and the advice videos. Here we go. You're all right. You don't have to react. You don't have to react. Most of what goes on in the universe has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. I know that's scary. I understand it. That's natural. But it has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. In fact, it's not about anything. It's just business going on in the world. And it just doesn't have anything to do with you. So there's no point for you to react to it. See there? Yeah. Come on. All right. So that was a little bit of, you know what, that's just too much stimuli. That wasn't fear. Learn to read your horse. That last movement where he did that right there, that wasn't fear. That was like, I'm getting a little bit overstimulated. That's too much stimuli. And I understand that. All right, when I get too much stimuli, I walk away from the world. I go in the tack shed and I have a cigar. Can't take that away from him. When you go to buy a horse, and it's a green broke, quote unquote, horse, if your horse, we just worked a horse in here. He's standing over there. Mom, you can show him if you want. Standing over there, tied to a hitching post, all sweaty. You could saddle him. We did. You could ride him. We did. But he doesn't have the foundations. If you're going to work with your horse, don't go to step C until you're done with step A and step B. All right? First thing you do, take the fear away from your horse and get them to trust you. Okay? Get them to trust you. Get them where they're not reactionary. A reactionary horse is a horse that will hurt you much worse and much faster than a mean horse. All right? The fearful reactionary horse, that's the horse that kills people. Not intentionally, but unintentionally dead is as dead as deliberately dead. It's all dead. Okay? All right. Now what I'm going to do so that we balance this out is I'm going to put this up because now I want him to experience the difference in a controlled signal. Nice. See that? Now I'm going to come down. You don't have to trot. I'm going to bring my energy down. He's trotting. So that's a reactionary. He's being reactionary a little bit. It's like I gave him a signal. He's like, well, that signal must mean I have to react hard and fast. No, you don't. No, you don't. There you go. Coming down, slower trotting. Come on down. There you go. There you go. You can react calm and easy. You can follow that signal. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to follow him around. I'm going to stay down. We set the tone. We set the tone for the level of energy that a horse reacts to a particular signal. So you see a total difference in how he's moving around me than when we started. See how low his head is? See that left ear is on me, that left eye is on me, but he's just walking. Ooh, ooh. It's all right. It's all right. It's a gentle signal. And to a gentle signal, you can just respond gently. Okay? All right. Like I say, the horse reacts and responds to us. The horse is a mirror of us. He's going to come up. Now, he's a little energetic horse, all right? But his head is relaxed. He's licking his lips. I think I'll come back down to a walk. He ain't asking me to run and tear around and wear myself out. Now let's see if we can get him to respond. Whoa. Yeah. You see how much different? That's all right. You see how different that wool was a little bit from the last time? There we go. Now I'm going to ask him again. When I stepped back, he knew what I was fixing to do. That was enough signal for him. He wants to trot. I'm going to let him trot. I'm going to keep my energy down. I'm going to keep my body language calm down. See how long it takes him to come out of that. There we go. What we have here is just a horse that didn't have a good foundation. Whoa. There you go. And by his very nature, little horse, I don't know what his breeding is. He's reactionary, sensitive. So I'm just showing him you don't have to. Now I'm going to come on this side. See if I can signal him to move out. That's what we want to do in our horses, calm and controlled. And let me tell you, if you can't do calm and controlled on the ground, you got no business getting in the saddle. Calm and controlled. That's where we start. Calm and controlled on the ground. Not reactionary on the ground. Leads to calm and controlled in the saddle. All we got going on here is just like perfectly normal with a horse. He's a lot more comfortable and used to being worked on he's like, I'm not used to being worked on this side. I'm not as comfortable with it. I'd rather not do it. Now his discomfort is it's experiential discomfort, mental discomfort. His head's coming up a little bit. His pace is picked up. Okay? And that's okay. We're going to work him on this side until his head comes down, until he relaxes on this side, until he's just moving around easy on this side, just like he was on the other side. And we're going to be done for the day. All right? We're not trying to repair all the years of poor training. We're not going to come in here and ask him to fix all that in a day. No, I didn't ask you to stop. See, you see him take that tip of his nose and take a step back that way? What he was doing was saying, I'm way more comfortable going in the other direction, Dwayne. Can I go in the other direction again? Watch, he'll come back around here and he'll ask me again. See him tip his nose? No, that time it was, Dwayne, can I stop trotting for a minute? Well, I'm going to accept that. I'm not going to take that away. When your horse comes into you, says, hey, will you be my relief? Don't ever take that away, all right? But now he still has to work. I gave him his relief, but he still has to do what I've asked him to do, and he's got to learn to do it. There, that head drop right there. There, now we go to a walk. Don't stop. Just enough energy to keep him going. But let him realize that he can perform what I'm asking him to perform as calmly and as slowly as he wants, unless I ask him to pick it up. And that's what we want our horses to understand. I want you to wait to pick up the pace until I ask you to pick up the pace. All right? If you're working cattle, you've got to have a horse that knows how to stay calm and work cattle calmly unless you ask them to do something different. Now, we'll see if we can get a full pass him walking around at a walk. Stay down. I want him to just come all the way around without stopping and without trotting. Well, not quite. But at least he's not trotting. No. He's like, well, that worked last time. Can I come in and take a break? No, you can't take a break at this moment because you haven't finished your chore. See how light my energy is? You provide your horse heavy energy, you can't complain if your horse has heavy reaction. If you let them respond to light, delicate signals, that's how you get a horse light and delicate. There, we got a pass. We're at a walk. Come on around. Come on around. Don't stop. There's the gate. He keeps stopping at the gate. Woo. Oh, nice stop. Nice stop. You'll get over that in time. You'll get over that in time. All right? So, Dwayne, are we going to put him under saddle now and ride him? Heck no. All right? Don't cheat your horse. Don't cheat your horse. We brought him in. We asked him to improve a little bit. We asked him to do good. You're looking at Ransom over there. Come here. No. And we're going to take it. Okay? He's a new horse on the place, so he's got to learn what all my other horses had to learn. Let me turn around here where you can see. There we are. You got to give me the halter. You got to give it to me. I'm just coming in a little bit of pressure. I'm not pulling it around because that defeats the idea of giving. Can't help myself. That's like New Testament churches that teach Old Testament tithing. That ain't giving. That's a tax. All right, I don't want to charge him a tax. I want him to give it to me. Now he's hanging on it. You try to take it away. I know. There it is. Good job. All right. Get it down. Okay. Now he's not locked into me like Reba was the other day. That's okay. That's not what we worked on. That's not what I need. All the other horses out there, Ransom's right there. And he's like, okay, I did what I asked. Can I go back out and play with the kids now? You're done washing the dishes. Yes, you can go play with the other kids. Come on. There you go. Don't do too much. Don't ask. Be logical. Be reasonable. Be safe. Have fun. And don't be reactionary. Most of what goes on in the universe ain't got nothing to do with you anyhow. We'll catch you guys next time.